Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Vagartha Viva Sampriktau Vagartha Pratipattaye Jagatah Pitarau Vande Parvati Parameshwarau Yenakshara Samamnayam Adhigamya Maheshwarat Kritsnam Vyakaranam Proktam Tasmai Paninaye Namaha Vakyakaram Vararuchim Bhashyakaram Patanjalim Paninim Sutrakarancha Pranatosmi Munitrayam. So, what we have seen, basically we have tried to get to the basics of the language so that we can know something and go forward from there. And I'm thinking I will try to review in a way what we have done, adding a little value. So the starting point for us is verbs. So when we see a sentence, our goal is not to write so much as to understand what we read to start with. Writing helps because you get used to what is what. But when we see a sentence, we first need to do what? Spot the verbs. Spot verbs in it. And then each verb will constitute really one sentence. There could be multiple verbs. Like in a verse, there can be many verbs. And we have to find out which are the verbs and which are the nouns connected to that verb. Right? And to do that, to even find out what is the words, what are the padas, what's our method? So it is helpful to know. Basic thing is what? Supting gantam padam. So you should know the endings of sup and endings of ting. Sup endings are really generally more uniform. Ting endings have a very wide variety. Because of 10 lakaras, there's a very wide variety. And another spoiler is avyayas. What is avyaya? It gets an ending and drops it. So technically it is subanta pada. You cannot call it as a non-subanta. It is subanta. It had a sup pratyaya. It dropped it. Even when it drops it, it does not lose its status of being a padam. Okay. So yesterday, when we were talking, I said an avyaya can have a form which resembles a sup or a thing. And I gave an example of aham. And questions were there. Swamiji, how, I don't understand how aham, what will it mean? Why would it be there? So I told you yesterday, I'm not sure, I want to check it out. So I did my homework. So aham as an avyaya means ahankara. Aham as an avyaya means ahankara. It doesn't mean I, the first person singular. It doesn't mean that. So that in that sense alone, the aham is an avyaya. And that aham will be used in forming other words. So there's the word aham yuhu. Aham yuhu is a word. So one who is interested in one's own welfare. Ego, bloated ego. Aham yuhu is called. So that word cannot be derived by using, when you try to form a tadhita or a samasa. Hopefully remember what is tadhita and samasa. What is samasa? Where multiple subanta padas, 2 or more, join together to form one word. Like Vakratunda. Mahakaya, Koti Surya Samaprabha. So there what happens? Vakra and Tunda, they are padas to start with when we form what is called as Vigraha Vakya. Vigraha Vakya means you have an elaborate sentence, a sentence, not elaborate, a sentence which reveals the meaning of the compound or the tadhita, etc. It's called a vritti. That sentence is called a vritti. Or even the word is called a vritti. So we will say, Mahan Kayaha Yasya Saha or Mahan Kaya Yasya Saha. This will be a Vigraha Vakya. And the word will be Mahakayaha. When we are forming this word, you take the Pratipadikas of both Mahat and Kaya and you combine them. And somehow it becomes Mahakaya. You don't worry about it right now. Similarly, Vakra and Tunda, you join, you get it straight. In some cases, it may not come straight. There may be some modifications that. So Pratipadikas alone are coming together everywhere. Even when you form a Tadhita, Tadhita means what? You take one noun and you add a pratyaya in order to derive a related noun. You take a noun, Veda. Veda is a noun. Now you add a particular pratyaya to say relating to the Veda. Any Tadhita can be said relating to its parent. Vaidika. You have a word, Vaidika. How did you get this word? From Veda. Related to Veda is Vaidika. Samaja, society. Samajika. Okay. So, because earlier I gave examples of what? Kaurava, Pandava. Don't think only it's family related. It could be anything. Dhanavan. Dhana is the root. One who has money is Dhanavat. Pratipadika. You'll get Dhanavan. You have Annamaya. Pranamaya. You see these words in Vedanta? These are Tadhitas. Anna plus a pratyaya, Maya. Mayat. You get what? Annamayaha, Pranamayaha, Manomayaha, Vijnanamayaha. All these words are coming with one pratyaya, Maya. And that Maya pratyaya will have a meaning. A particular sense it will give to the word. The sense possible happens to be Vikara. Therefore, Anna Vikara is Annamaya. That's one meaning. Another possibility is there. Prachurye. When there is plenty of something. So, a yajna where a lot of food is distributed is also called Annamaya. Annamayaha yajnaha. Annamayam shariram. Neuter. Shariram is neuter. Yajna is masculine. So Annamaya is common word. Meanings are different. And when it qualifies a word, must have the same gender, same number, etc. It's called Samanadhikaran. Just to remind you. Right? So when we look at this, when you take anything like you say, Madbhaktaha. Remember this word? Madbhaktaha in the Gita. What does Madbhaktaha mean? My devotee. What kind of a word is it? It's a compound. It's a compound. Samasa. What's going into it? Asmad Shabda has to go into it. Aham. Right? But then in the compound, you won't see Aham Bhaktaha. What do you see? Mad Bhaktaha. Asmat goes in. It should have been Asmat Bhaktaha. There's some rule which changes into Mad Bhaktaha. When it goes Tadhita, you'll get Mattaf Parataram Nanyat Mattaha. You won't get Aham. Aham Yuhu can get Aham only because it's an avyaya, separate word. Okay? So this is a long answer for the question. But what do we understand? There are avyayas also. That's where I started. And these avyayas I started are a spoiler. Why? Because they may not have an end. So I am looking for all word endings to divide my sentence into words. And you see a word like what? Kim. Kim can be an avyaya again. Kim can be a subanta pada. Both are possible. Okay. Kim is an avyaya. Va is an avyaya. Athava is an avyaya. Atha is an avyaya. Adya is an avyaya. Aho swit, long word, avyaya. All these are avyayas. So now these avyayas will not show their ending, sup. They won't show. You have to know. And sometimes even in thing, if you do lot lakara, you will find in parasmay pada, madhyam vachana, bhavatu, bhavatam, bhavantu. Then what do you get? Bhava, bhavatam, bhavata. In bhava, where is the pratyaya? It seems to vanish. It seems to vanish. It does. So there are situations where a pratyaya can come and a pratyaya can go. So we cannot rely on it all the time. What's important is we have to start recognizing words to do sandhi. Otherwise, you cannot break the words. So when we want to read anything, most books will come with sandhi in place, which means they're all coalesced. To break them, to break them to words, you need to know where the word boundaries are. And I'm saying, I told you last time, you should know the endings. That alone won't suffice. You have to know sandhi rules. You have to also know the potential words. You're familiar with the forms. So when you see bhava, there's a possibility it's a word. Then you will break it appropriately. Otherwise, we'll have difficulty, right? So I'm saying the language will only grow like, it grows with everything growing. It doesn't grow with any one thing growing. So we have to balance and learn. We have to learn a little sandhi, we have to learn a little tinganta, a little subanta. But all this grows, together like an organic whole, and you start understanding the language better. That's how it tends to happen. It can be a little, intimidating in the beginning, but don't let that intimidate you. That's why I said we start with lat lakara. Don't complicate life, so that we stay with what we can know and we get the confidence that yes, I can know. Now it's only a matter of extending my reach. Right? So then in Tinganta, we saw, what is the main thing we saw? Every single Tinganta is going to denote something. What will it denote? Either a karta, kartrakaraka, or karmakaraka, or the bhava. How many karakas are there? 6. Kartrakaraka, karmakaraka, karanakaraka, then sampradana, apadana, and adhikarana. Right? All these 6 map to the vibhaktis. Adhikarana goes 7, other go to the first 5. These are called karaka vibhakti. Other vibhaktis are called upapada vibhaktis. Like for saying something is a cause, we can use panchami or tritiya, hetav. Right? Then we saw a word like alam can govern a case, 3rd or 5th case. We saw the word saha yesterday. Saha will govern 3rd case. Ramena saha Sita gacchati. Right? Or Sitaya saha Ramaha gacchati. Whichever way, it doesn't matter. It counts. Then we saw 5th case will also be used for comparison. When it's compared, one word which is being compared goes in 5th case. Right? So 4th case we thought for the sake of, for that. Tadarthye chaturthi. Kundalaya hiranyam. Yuddhaya gacchati. We saw examples like this. So all these are doing what? Extending the scope of vibhaktis. So a Tinganta pada has got what? A person and a number. 3rd person, 2nd person, 1st person. What is 1st person? I. 2nd person, the one I'm talking to, you. And 3rd person is everything other than I and you. which typically means the topic of conversation, right? And this verb has to connect to the other karakas. How do you connect? How do you connect? You have to know now what. If it's kartari prayoga, then the karta will be in the first case. If it's karmani prayoga, karma will be in the first case. Everything else will fit in. If it is karmani prayoga, karta will go in third case. These are important first. Then everything else will fit in. Whatever is not denoted will fit in the appropriate category. So the noun itself, any noun base, is either first person or second person or third person. Any noun base. Which is the first person noun? Asmat Shabda. Aham, Avam, Vayam. Only one, no second one. Which is second person noun? Yushmat Shabda. Tvam, Yuvam, Yuyam. No other noun. Third person, everything else. Sometimes people will specifically point out a noun called Bhavat. Bhavan, Bhavantau, Bhavantaha. The respected you. But it is third person still. Okay. But every other noun will be third person. What are nouns categorized by? They have a linga, a gender, and a vachana, and a vibhakti. And the name itself is there, and that name will tell you the hint to the gender, and the name will give you the hint to the template. Like Akaranta Pullinga Rama Shabdaha, Ikaranta Pullingaha Hari Shabdaha, Ikaranta Strilinga Nadi Shabdaha, Ikaranta Strilinga Shri Shabdaha. Why do you get two? Whenever you get to, you understand there is more than one template for that gender and that letter ending. And now you have to know where to use which. This is not just known. Sabda-manjari will give few examples, and we have to study more to understand when are the exceptions. Like in Nakaranta, we have Rajan Shabda. Then we have what? Maghavan Shabda. Then we have Atman Shabda. We have a few. Why so many? Because there is some difference in how they decline. Similar in most cases, but there will be one or two small differences. Right? So we have to know the templates. And then any word comes, we have to know which template it fits in. Right? And even if you don't know each, I said learn the general one. Su au jasu, ammau shasu, tabhyam bhisu, nebhyam bhyasu, nasibhyam bhyasu, nas os am ni os supu. Without the Panini ending. What will it become? First will be Visarga. Then au aha. Au aha. Then a bhyam bhihi. A bhyam bhyaha. Right? Like this you will see. These endings will typically fit for consonant ending nouns. You don't have to do much. I told you Suhrid is an example, Marut is another example. They fit in happy. Right? So you get the basic ending. So wherever you see bhyam, blind, second case, dual, you know that. Case will be 3, 4, 5. No need to think. Bhyaha, 5, 6. 4, 5. No need to think. Right? Sixth case, plural. No need to think much. So like this, you can knock off a few without trouble. So you take advantage of what you can knock off, but the rest we have to know. And within them, you have to know which one. That will take some learning, right? But we have to know. So nouns will be relatively easy. Once you have a template, you know what has to be done. And what should you remember? Whenever something qualifies another, they should have the same gender, ideally, and same number. If gender cannot be changed, and you have to qualify, like Devata and Ganapati, you can. There is no problem. Because there is no way to, in fact, in Sanskrit, for the word wife, we have three words. You think wife is feminine? Not necessarily. There is one which is feminine. Bharya, Akaranta Striling. There is a word which is masculine. Daraha. Masculine and always in plural. You have to use it that way. There is no other way. And there is one more in neuter, Kalatram. So all three words mean wife. No trouble. All right. So Dara Swamiji, how can masculine stand for wife? Because there are wives who are masculine enough. You can give an example just for fun, okay? But the whole idea is the language allows it. There is no rule about gender, what will take. It's purely in the language. So if you know the templates and the karakas and bhaktis, there is not a whole lot more you can do with nouns. Sabda-manjari will give you a lot of templates. You have to learn a few. And that is what I put down in the shared area, where we have the slides, which tells you which ones you can learn, which sequence. Right? That will help you. Sequence again is arbitrary, as I said. If somebody finds a sequence, different sequence better, you're welcome to that. But what is important is this: the more quickly you get familiarity with the words, the more we can do really some homework. Otherwise, any homework I want to give, it's very difficult. Any words I want to look, it's hard. So you accelerate as much as you can, given your own constraints. Try and learn and get familiar. Even if you don't memorize it, get familiar. If I say Guru Bihi, you'll be able to say something about it. That will be good. Right? So this is about nouns. Right? Now, verbs. In verbs, what do we have? We have 10 lakaras, of which right now we will focus only on one or two. Lat. First is lat. Next, we'll go for lot. Lot, ling. We're okay with those. Lung will come to later. So, depending on your time, first priority is lat lakara. And again, every dhatu has what possibilities? How many endings? 9 endings. But how many types? 2. Parasmai pada and atmane pada. Learn at least one parasmai pada, one atmane pada. Or learn the endings. What? Titaha anti, sithaha tha, nivaha maha. Te ite ante, se ite dve, evahe mahe. See, 1 minute only it takes, not more. Learn that. This will help you for 1, 4, 6, 10, 4 ganas. You're in good shape. By the time we do enough exercises, you will have enough strength to learn more. And we will cover the rest with rules. You don't have to worry much. But these you better learn. Minimum. Right? And in that context, I said to you, see, the 6th gana, 4th gana. So what is ganas? There are 10 groups in dhatus. The grouping is really necessitated because these 4 groups have certain commonality. Panini spotted that and grouped them in groups. And there are differences between them also, obviously. That's why there are 4 groups, not 1. Right? And what Sabda-manjari Kara has done, Dhatu-manjari, he has given some brief lists of dhatus. And even in that, I gave you smaller lists. What do I want you to do there? To become familiar with those dhatus and know what is third person singular. Third person singular. That means what? If asked, you can decline the whole, conjugate the whole dhatu. There's no problem. Once you know vindati, you can say vindati, vindata, vindanti. It's easy. First one you should know. If you don't know that, you won't know vid will become vindati. That's the problem. And that also, Dhatu-manjari is very helpful. It puts a parenthesis and tells you how to go about it. Right? So I will show you that today again a little and make you more familiar. I'm going to use the tablet to do that. All right. So now, there. Okay. So now you see the screen, right? So now you see what? This is now this endings. These endings are what I told you to memorize. Okay. Is this clear? Ti, taha, anti. Si, taha, tha, mi, vahama. Only this E, I said, you knock that out and make it A in your book. Okay, that's one small change I want you to keep in mind for this. All right. So now the remaining endings are also like that. You can memorize if you like. But I'm saying start with that. If you have more capacity, you can memorize. Now, if you go back, sorry, you can see all the dhatu groupings here. Right? So it tells you the pratyaya, it gives you one form. See, vandate, bhavati. One dhatu, he gives you the forms for each gana. Aste, atti, juhoti, jihite. These are all 10 gana forms. And he gives you the dhatus here. You can see the dhatu, the heading. And what is the vikarana pratyaya he gives you. Yeah. Vikarana pratyayas are all given. And you can see you can see there's one here, one here, right? So this is first gana. Then you see one here, which is sixth gana. And in this ya, the ending is a. Okay. And the 10th gana, ending is a again. All right. This is what I told you is the commonality between the four. They all vikarana pratyas and in four. Where does vikarana pratyaya come? Between the dhatu and think. Okay. This is clear so far? Now, these are the endings. Now, what I said is, we will go to, if you look at, now you see, he starts with upasarga, don't worry about upasargas. Then first gana dhatu. He will cover bhu dhatu as the parasmaya pada example. And the next page, you go, covers the labha dhatu as atmane pada example. All right. Now, after that comes a list of dhatus. Okay. See, now the difficulties, you know, the first dhatu is bhu. But if you add ti to bhu, what will you get? Bhuti. That's not what you want. What do you want? Bhavati. How do you know what to add ti to? This is a problem. Right? And here I'm saying, if you look in this line, you see this right here, he gives you bhava. Do you see in the parenthesis? Wherever there is parenthesis, that's an exception. There's something happening there. Exception means something is happening there. And you take the third in parenthesis and add a to it, and you will get the right form. Are you with me? So what I want you to know is these forms in parenthesis for the dhatu. Then you can easily derive with just adding a and ti. No trouble. So you'll get bhavati. See, anch, no, nothing in parenthesis. Therefore, straight away, anchati, at, atati, at, atati, archa, archati. But if you come to r, it becomes richati, because something in parenthesis. So wherever there is something in parenthesis means right now you don't know how to arrive at that to which you want to add the ti. You become aware of it. Okay. So in first kana, you'll find there are quite a few things in parenthesis. See them? Quite a few in this page, right? Next page also you go, you find quite a few. Correct? And we will look into it later as to how to arrive at this. All right. In order to make life easier for you, I said, let us start with sixth kana, so that you have an ease. So sixth gana begins on this page, page 29, right? And it gives you one line only, tudati, tudata, tudanti, lat lakar, right? Rest he assumes you know what to do. All right. If you go to the next page, this is what we looked at last time. There's some doubts, right? So I'm saying, what do I expect? I said, this dhatu is important, right? Why? Because you can memorize. You should know ish, ichhati. And it is a common dhatu used heavily. I said the rest of them don't worry much. Then I said, look at this. Prach. Only for what reason? Because prichhati is a common expression we see in Bhashya. So you should know that dhatu. And the form is different. It becomes prichhati. So In this way, you become familiar with the forms. And here I think I told you last time, you look at Sad, Upanishad Dhatu, I said Visha, Srija, Sprisha, Sputa, Spura, all these are fairly common, right? And here, if you notice, except for seed, there's nothing in brackets. Are you with me? Therefore, what happens is they're easier. All you have to do is add A to the dhatu and add tita hanti. Very straightforward. No extra work. Okay? Then atmanepada. All right? And after that, you have ubhayapada, means what it takes both atmanepada and parasmanepada endings. So you'll get tudati, tudata, tudanti, as well as tudate, tudete, tudante. Therefore, you will find in ubhayapada, he will give two examples. Tudate, tudete. In parasmanepada, you will find only one example each. Correct? See that? And when you see this, you also look at the meaning. So when you see vishati, what does it mean? To enter. What does vishati mean now? Wish is to enter. What does vishati mean? Third person, one fellow enters. He or she enters. Vishami will be I enter. This is the way you have to extend your understanding. Meaning of the dhatu should be known only once for the dhatu, because then we only add person and noun. Okay. So now, after this sixth, and I told you in sixth gana, this with dhatu is important. And here it's the meaning of to get. Brahmavit apnoti param, same meaning. Okay. Now starts the fourth gana. Fourth gana, what is there? Instead of a, you add ya. Yakara, akara. Ya you add to the dhatu. And you will get the form. Okay. So first dhatu is div. It's an exception. It becomes div. Doesn't become divyati. Becomes divyati. So look again here now. First dhatu is div. Just because of first dhatu, it's good to know. Because first dhatu of the group, you should know. Divadi means you know which group it belongs to. Divadi means fourth group. Then as shepane, to throw. Asyati. The word samasa comes from this dhatu. As. This is different from asa bhuvi, to be, asti, staha, santi. That's second gana. This happens to be fourth gana. Therefore, you have to add a ya. Asyati. So you can see krudh, krudhyati, kup, kupyati, to get angry. Right? Then tush, trip, to be pleased. Right? And then you have the others are not that critical here. Drup, drip, sometimes you use Gita. All right. Druh is, you treachery. It's called druh. Don't need all of them. Okay. But some of them you'll be familiar. And what's here? You can see hardly anything in brackets. Which means just add ya and you get the form. Go to the next page. What will you see again? Mukh is a common dhatu. Number 21. Mukhyati. He gives to swoon, also means to be deluded, be confused. Right? Then the 22 is not yes, it does, looks like yes, but you make it yat. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it should be. Why is it yat? Yat, nay, it should be yatyati, okay? Let me check that out again. It looks wrong to me. Then these are exceptions, and it's good to know. Shramyati, you get tired. He gets tired. She gets tired. I get tired. Tired. That's the word shrama. It's got a small change. It becomes shramyati. Similarly, you have, chubhyati. Just add ya. Chubhyati. Atmanepada, klish is an important dhatu. Klishyate is troubled by, afflicted by. Khid to become sad, khidyate. This is important, number 40. Okay, definite. Jayate, jan becomes ja. Gya also becomes ja. But in fourth gana is jan. So you get jayate. Whereas in gya, to know, is ninth gana, it becomes janati. Different. That is atmane, this is atmanepada, that is parasmepada. Very different. All right. But both will look like ja. Janati, jayate. Don't get confused. Okay. Then you have budh, to know. Buddhyate. Man, to think. Yuj, samadhau. Yudh, to fight. Li, to, to resolve into. Liyate. Even the mind resolving is laya. Same dhatu. Liyate. With sattayam. With means what? Here, existence. Previous one was to get in sixth gana. In fourth gana, it is existence. In second gana, it is to know. Three different meanings for there. There's one more. Su, to bring forth. Suyate, prasuyate. Prasuti is birth. Prasuti graha is maternity ward. So that's how you get Sunj. Prani prasave. See, the dhatu is very interesting. You should learn like that. Shunj prani prasave, yuj samadhau, man jnane. And if you have a little more enthusiasm, you can look in ashtadhyayi.com and they will give you a name just having some extra features, Panini's features, helpful. Okay. If you have extra, otherwise just stay with what is here. Then you have, see, in the Ubhayapadi, Ranj Rage. This is where you get the word raga from. Okay. So this much is in sixth kana. All right. And if you go to Chur Dhatu, this will have similar problems like first kana, which means you will find probably there will be a few exceptions. Okay. And he has solved the problem partly by messing around with Vikarna Pratyaya and saying it's Aya. Aya is not really Vikarna Pratyaya, but he has made a nice convenience so you can easily derive it to forms. So if you use Aya to add the dhatu, what he has given here, it will work out. But we will look at them later separately. What you need here is this. See, you just become familiar with one thing. In all these, you will have a form. See this. Chorayati. That Aya you see, chur. Why it became chor, don't worry. Chorayati. Chorayate. This Aya, when you add, you get 10th gana, and it's also the form for causative. Any dhatu causative, you will get Aya. Pathayati, kamayati, karayati, karayate. That Aya ending will either indicate a 10th gana dhatu or will indicate for any other dhatu a causative ending. Very useful to know that. Therefore, I would say 10th gana I should know. If you know Chur dhatu, it's good. Why? Because by knowing one, you will now be able to handle any causative. Okay. Same idea. Chorayati, gamayati. So gam becomes gamaya. Asatoma sadgamaya. That gamaya. Right? So that's causative. You may not remember all of these, okay? I don't expect you to. But I am familiarizing with the book so that you know where to look. You know what I'm driving this from. Because the concept, we are not looking at the book. We are looking at the book to help us with identifying a few dhatus, templates, a few shabda templates, and to get some basics from there. Reference. Rest of it, I'm going to talk to you anyway. Like we did Kartari Prayoga, Karmani Prayoga, how to book. All that we will do in class. This book will help you to quickly get some important dhatus and forms. Okay. So 10th gana, I'm not giving you any list right now. Just look at a few and be familiar with them. And after that, once this is over, this will begin with, 10th gana is a long list, you can see. Then it begins with second gana. Don't worry about it right now. Only thing is, in our sheet, you will find I have covered this as dhatu, because as is very common. As means to be. Asti. You will always, I will say asti, the first dhatu, it comes to my mind. Because bhavati has a meaning of becomes sometimes. Asti is to be. Ease just means ease. So this as dhatu is very useful to know. And I will tell you a trick. Okay. See, asti staha santi. Asi staha stha. Asmi swaha smaha. You know what you do is this. You take these fellows and drop the in the as. Drop the in the as and add the endings. Titahanti, right? Staha santi. Don't worry about the you will be in business. Understood what I'm saying? In these three, asti, asi, asmi, to us you're adding titahanti, right? Ti, ti, si, me. In the rest, drop the and you will straight away get staha santi, staha stha, swaha swaha. Okay, that's a good way, and that will work in all the lakaras here. It will work. Okay, so you will find everywhere, not all. It will work up to, I think, lung and lot also it will work, but rest will get a little messed up. Sorry, won't work. But what we need right now is this asti staha santi first. And then remember one word, okay, at least. Syat. Syat. Syatam. Syuh. If you can, whole with ling. This is all wish list, okay? For those who already know something, I'm saying extending your boundaries a little more. Otherwise, you'll say I have no homework. So I'm giving you homework. Syat, syatam, syuh. See, this syat is would be. So you will find this expression a lot of times in the Bhashya. This would happen, that would happen, then what would happen, etc. Therefore, this as dhatu with the ling also very useful. Others are also useful. As dhatu is useful on the whole. That's why if you see in our Shabda spreadsheet and in the recordings, you will find as I have done all the forms, these forms. And one more dhatu I have done after that. What is that? Kru. Kru dhatu. Kru is 8th gana. Why is kru important? Because everything is about doing, okay? So I'm not going to show you that here, but you understand. Oh, it's right here. Second. Because two, no, not yet. It will go far. I have to go very far to it. Okay. Adadi still. Okay. Very long way. Because we have to see so many expressions in second gana. Now third gana has started. Third gana. So all this, don't worry right now. Now comes the 8th gana. 8th gana starts with tana, tanadi, tanoti, tanutaha, tanvanti, etc. But kru dhatu is an exception. It doesn't work exactly like that. Therefore, go straight for kru dhatu. Page 93, 96. Karoti, kurutaha, kurvanti. Karoshi, kurutaha, kurutha. Karomi, kurvaha, kurmaha. All right. Again, for those of you who have some background, observe that there will be a different way of looking at these three and different way of looking at these. That's how these are organized. We will understand why later, but you will find karo, karo, karo in the first, in the left-hand column. And you will find kuru, kuru, kuru in the rest. So there's a difference. These things may help you memorize fast. Therefore, I'm just pointing it out. Bottom line is what? You should be able to say karoti means what, kurvanti means what. This kind of thing, familiarity you need. Similarly, this other lakaras also, lot, ling, these 4 dhatus, asa, bhu, kru, Labha, these dhatus you will find are very heavily used. Therefore, good to be familiar with all the forms. Even if it's not memorized, be familiar. Okay. All right. So now, what's the time? Let's see. It's time first. It's 48. Okay. All right. So now what we will do is this much I want to share with you so you know what you can do when you have more time, both in terms of Shabdarupa and Namarupa. You can look at the slides in the shared folder. So you'll know which Namarupas are to be learned faster, quicker, right? So you have a list already there with audios as well. So you can work on it. And when it comes to Namarupa, I have given a priority for pronouns because then you can use a lot of sentences with pronouns. Okay, that's what I have done. And in fact, in this very book, this, though it's called, this is dhatu-manjari, right? Okay, we'll get out of this for now. Then we have a sabda-manjari. And in the sabda-manjari, you will find all the template for Namarupa. But I want you to draw your attention. This is not just Shabda. This book has a lot more. It has everything we need actually, but in briefer way. Only Shabda is elaborate. So now I want you to take your attention. Why is it not moving? So you can see even here you have Tinganta, but we don't have to go there. And in this book, if you look in sabda-manjari, you will find straight away asa, bhu, kr, exactly the dhatu we are looking for, because he knows those are very important. So he covers them in sabda-manjari as well. Kr dhatu is here. Now, here's a small section on Kartari Karmani Prayoga. Someday we will look at this. I have already taught you, but we'll look at this and we'll see more examples here later. And then there is a all the samasa, krit, tadhita, everything is explained in very small summary ways here. And then you will find a section on still samasa, avyaya, avyayi bhava, aluk samasa, still samasa is going on. Okay. Now, this page 143, look at it now. All right. This is called analysis. Akanksha. How do you analyze a sentence? This is giving you a brief way. We have done that. I just am giving you a reference so you know where to look if you need to. Okay. And we'll do some more of it if we have time today. Now, he takes an example, the verse we saw, which is the verse, this verse. One second. Vagartha viva sampraktau vagartha prataptaye. Correct? We saw this verse. Now, here he says, how do you begin analyzing the sentence? First, look for the verb. What's the verb here? What's the verb? One day. So he says, one day. What is the first verb he asks you? It says one day is the verb. Then he says, who is the agent of doing that vandanam? Karta kaha. Who is the agent? Answer is aham. Okay. Then he asks, kau. Who does he salute? Whom does he salute? And the answer is what? Parvati Parameshwarau. So he adds up aham Parvati Parameshwarau one day. This is the basic sentence. Verb plus agent plus object. All right. Then now the thing is, the other words are what? Qualifying Parvati Parameshwara. One of them. So he says, Katham Bhutau Parvati Parameshwarau here. Katham Bhutau Parvati Parameshwara. What kind of Parvati Parameshwara? Qualified by what word? And then you get the answer what? Jagataha Pitarau. One word, one qualification. Then a second qualification is what? Vagarthavya Sampriktau. We haven't seen this, don't worry. Okay, I will get to it when we have more words to look at to understand the language. But essentially, the sentence analysis begins with the verb. Then you find out the other karakas one by one and place them together in an order by which you can understand the sentence. And that order, prose order, is called Anvaya. The word is Anvaya. So you have to put all the words in a order in your sense, in your mind, to understand how they are all related. The order in the words can be all over. You have to reorder them. So this method is what we normally will follow. This is what we have been following. Okay. So I want you to know that this book has got all this stuff here. That's in Sanskrit. So when you have enough language, we will look at it. And after that, he analyzed one more long sentence, which will be okay for people who have studied more and hard for those who haven't. Okay. And then comes avyayas. I told you, list of avyayas is here. You can look at them at your leisure. We will look at it ourselves later, but here you will find a whole list of avyayas, and among them, this anyani kanichit, this 10th section is very useful because you'll have a lot of commonly used avyayas, like, you know, agre, before. We'll say srishte prak agre asit. In Bhashyam we'll say, right? This atha, very common. Atho, athakim, you know, athava, adhaha, antaha, antarena, api, abhitaha. You'll see so many of them here, which are very heavily used. Iva, iti, uta. So all these words are used dime a dozen in any bhashyam. You will find them. And they are nothing you have to do. You have to learn the word and its meaning. That's all you have to do. Be familiar. Get familiarized. So the more you get familiar, see, eva means just always, definitely, etc. Evam, in this manner. Rite, without. Upari, above. So eva. Swamiji will say whole Vedanta is one word, eva. Vedanta is completely one word only. Everything is as though. There's no other real thing in Vedanta, right? Kachit, kachana. So you will find a bunch of words which are all very useful. And then you will find a glossary, which is giving you for each word in the template, akaranta pullinga, ikaranta pullinga, some other words which he gives their meanings here. If you go to Ramashabda, it will say Deva, Mukunda, Shiva, Hara, Prabhatayaha. These are the other words he'll give the example under Ramashabda. And those are all listed in the text. And you will find these are listed in our slides as additional words so that you can correlate. In the slides that we have from the Rupa, you will find extra words which decline like Rama. You will find exactly these words. I will extend these words more later. This is not enough for us. We will extend them as we do. Okay? Is that clear? So then, now this one is also done. I have given you an idea of what is the and since I took a lot of your time yesterday and troubled you, I thought, let me show you something cleaner today. Okay, I did some homework so you can read more clearly. All right. So what is happening here now is I should not now use my pen, otherwise there'll be trouble. How do I do that? I should. No, it won't edit. It is editing. I shouldn't use it. Let me put in read only mode. Okay. So now you can see there's a dhatu. If I don't use my pen, I can't show. What would I do? Okay. So you can see, try. Okay. We start with a dhatu. And the dhatu, all the things in blue are pratyayas. Okay, 7 types of pratyayas. So dhatu plus a krit pratyaya, top line, will give you a pratipadika. Dhatu plus sanadi pratyaya will also give you another dhatu, and a pratipadika plus sanadi will also give you another dhatu. I'll do one thing. I will not go over this right now. Let me learn how to not mess around with the pen again and show it to you. Then I will show it to you next week when we come. By the time it will be, your memory will be a little gone. I will show it to you at that time. And what I will do is probably save this as PDF and put in the shared drive so you can see it there. Okay. That's what I will do about this. So it will give you the whole vakya, how everything comes together, and we will look at it properly at that time. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do now is stop sharing so that I can come back to my laptop and see your faces, which is what I would like to do. Okay. Now what we will do is we will take up a small exercise, okay? Which is a verse in your sabda-manjari, a prayer verse. I will show it to you on the screen and we will play with that. Okay. So the verse is this. This is the verse. Is it visible? Gurureva gatir gurumeva bhaje gurunaiva sahasmi namo gurave nagurof paramam shishurasmi guror matirasti gurau mama pahi guru. This is the verse. All right. Now, our first task, which you don't know. So I have done that homework for you. What? We have to break to something. We have to break into words. What are the words? Guruhu eva gatihi. So this, what I have done is, sandhi has been broken, okay? Break sandhi. Sandhi means words are put together, we break them apart to individual words. So what are they now? Guruhu eva gatihi. Gurum eva bhaje. Guruna saha asmi. Namaha gurave. Na guroho paramam shishuhu asmi. Guroho matihi asti gurau mama pahi guru. Deliberately I'm reading it like that so that it makes no sense to you. Okay. Now what is your task? You have to understand this verse. What should you do? What should you do? You have to now spot the verbs. You have to spot the verbs first. All right. So now look at the words carefully and you will find this in your sabda-manjari on page what? It's the first, third or fourth page, okay? You will find it right in the beginning. All right, third or fourth page. And you find what now? What are the Tinganta padas here? Can you spot them? Yes. I'm going to stop sharing so I can look at people. All right. Deepti.
So it has the first one is bhaje.
Good. Bhaje, mark it. Bhaje, one you caught. All right, then.
Then in the second half, it is asmi.
Asmi. Mark that. Are you with me? Everybody is with her? Bhaje is one verb. Why is it a verb? State. How do you know it's a verb?
Because it is atmanepati.
Atmanepada, what ending?
Uttama purusha ekavachana.
Ekavachana. Kartari or karmani?
Kartari.
Kartari. How do you know?
Because it is the karta is in prathama vibhakti.
Karta is there. Do you see it?
No, it's not. No, bhaje will be the bhaje will be
It's
aham
not
only.
there. How do you know? Ya is not there.
Yeah, it's not there.
Okay, that's the answer. Because here what's happening? You have Gurureva Gatihi, Gurumeva Bhaje. Aham is not there. How do you know?
Because
Bhaje
of
only
bhaje.
Aham has to come. But for that, you have to know Bhaje is Kartari Prayoga. And for that, what do you need? You need to know it is not Karmani Prayoga. Why? Ya is missing. Atmanepada, Ya is missing. Okay, like Labhe, Labhye, Bhaje, Bhajye. Karmani Prayoga, Bhajye, not Bhaje. All right. Okay. So that's that in the second half. Then
again Asmi.
Asmi in the third quarter, right? Asmi. And then
Pas.
Asti.
Asti.
Asti. All right. Now, are these all the verbs there is? There are many more hidden verbs, not specified. Not specified. Now, this verse happens to have one sentence for every case of the word guru. This verse has the word guru in every case of the word guru, and there is one sentence for each. That's your hint. All right. So now let us go back to the screen where I'll show you the verse. So now, first case of guru is what? Guru. Guru, right? Now I will tell you, you don't know and we don't have too much time. So I will tell you, this is where the first sentence ends. Okay. Second sentence ends exactly where semicolon is. Third sentence ends here. All right. Fourth sentence here. Fifth sentence, one second.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Then Matihi Asti Gurau Mama. These are sentences. Are you with me? These are sentences. Now what you have to do? We will take the first sentence now. Guruhu eva gatihi. Guruhu eva gatihi. Sentences Guruhu eva gatihi. Question now. Those who knows to raise their hand. Okay, don't start answering. What is the verb here? Yes, Harsha.
Asti is the
hidden. Good. Asti is the verb. Very good. Asti. Guruhu eva gatihi asti. What is the case of Guruhu?
First one.
First case one. Singular. 1-1. Correct. What about gatihi?
Gati is also one.
Is also one. So now, how do you understand? What does gatihi mean? Gatihi means refuge. Gatihi means my end. I don't have anywhere else to go. He is my refuge. Gamyate iti gatihi. That to whom I go is called gati. The destination is called gati. Gati can also mean going. Abstract noun meaning. But here the meaning is the destination. So Guru is my refuge. He is my only destination. That's the meaning. How do you understand grammatically now? Guruhu eva gatihi. Eva means what?
Only.
Only. What kind of word is that?
Avyaya.
Avyaya. So it is Subanta, but Avyaya. Are you with me? Now, what is the relationship between Guru and Gati? Yes, Deepti.
Samanadhikaran.
Samanadhikaran. Good. Now the next question is, in what way will you translate the sentence? Will you say Guru who is Gati is only? How will you translate it? Guruhu eva gatihi. Yes, Harsha. Others can also raise your hands, okay? If you know, please feel free. Yeah,
Guru,
Harsha.
my only refuge.
Guru is my only refuge. What I'm saying is, contextually, it could have been Guruhu gatihi etc. Could have been an adjective, but here the sentence only that much. Therefore, it is qualifying the guru as the one who is the only refuge. Is that clear? So first case of guru is done. All right. Now, what's the second sentence? Second sentence is Guru meva bhaje. Who wants to look at this now? Guru meva bhaje. Yes, Amyanshu. What's the verb?
Bhaje.
Bhaje. What does it? What's the case and number? I mean the person and number. The third person, second person, or first person?
E bohe mahe.
So which one?
E bohe mahe. So A.
A. Correct. A is what? First person singular.
First person singular. Okay.
Which will be the noun for first person?
I.
What's the in Sanskritam?
Aham.
Aham. So you have to supply that. Aham. Aham. What? Bhaje.
Bhaje.
Bhaje means what? I
Bhaje
resort.
means pray.
No, here you understand the meaning as, better take the meaning as Bhaja sevayam. Seva can also mean you resort to. You resort to means you go to that. You with commitment. That's the better meaning. Bhajanam is not with some two symbols and you make noise. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. That is not bhajanam here. Right? Bhaja sevayam. To go, to approach with a commitment. To resort to. That's the meaning you take. So I resort to. What should be the next word now? It requires a karma or not? Bhaja is a karma. What's the karma?
Shakarma.
What is the karma? What is the
Second,
object?
second case, Guru mebo.
Gurum. Okay.
Gurum is second case.
Aham Gurum bhaje. What do you do with Eva?
Eva is Vibhe.
Eva means
Same.
definitely.
Okay.
It denies all other possibilities. Now, interestingly, the word Eva can go where I can say Aham Eva Gurum bhaje. Suppose I did that. Aham Eva Gurum bhaje. Then you know what it will mean? I alone resort to the Guru. Nobody else does. It's a possible meaning. Second possibility is what? Aham Gurumeva bhaje. Now what will it mean? I resort to the Guru alone.
Yes.
I resort to the Guru alone. Third possibility is what? Aham Gurum bhaje eva. All possibilities exist, okay?
Oh.
I indeed resort to the Guru. There is nothing else. And now you can even have fun and put all the three and get an extra meaning. This is Evakara's jadoo, okay? Evakara can go all over. Which one you emphasize is contextual. Here, of course, it best goes with what? Aham Gurum eva bhaje. But I'm saying there could be a situation where you say, there are a lot of people, but everybody doesn't go after Bhagavan. Only those who have punya will go. Right? So, only those who have punya. Punyaha they're called. Punyaha eva gurum bhaje, I can add. There the person becomes important. But here aham eva is not necessary. It's not others don't go. But if you are in a situation nobody else goes after Guru, only you are, then you can say aham eva gurum bhaje. It's possible. So this eva you have to always look at with extra caution. Where does it fit? Does it fit multiple ways? Where will it make the maximum impact and give the right meaning which is intended perhaps by the author? Okay.
Thank you.
Now we'll go to second case is done. Third case. What is the third sentence? Guruna saha asmi. Guruna Saha asmi. Yes, Douglas. What's the word?
Okay. Asmi.
Asmi. Very good. What does it mean?
I am.
I am. Wonderful. So now, what else is there now? Asmi. Guruna saha.
Guruna Karanam. The third case.
Third case. Not say Karanam. Third case is correct. Guruna is third case is correct. Now the next question is it Karana?
No.
No.
No, it's
To be, you don't need a Karana.
Yeah.
To be, you don't need an instrument. You are. Right? So now why Guru is in third case and there's one more word there. What is that? Saha.
Saha.
And what does Saha mean?
Saha always takes the third case.
Third case and means with.
With.
Therefore, what will its meaning now be?
I am with my guru.
I am with the Guru. I am with the Guru. Is this clear? So this is an example of Upapada vibhakti. Third case because of Saha. The word Saha could have also been said with synonyms. Sardham, Sakam, etc. There are synonyms. But right now the word Saha has been used. So third case is okay. All right. Now we will look at the fourth sentence. What is the fourth sentence? Namo Gurave. Simple sentence. Namo Gurave. Yes, Sharda. Unmute yourself, please.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
in the previous sentence, is it not
Okay.
Guruna Eva Saha?
One second. I went out to the next sentence. Let me go back. Give me a second.
I just have a question for that.
Yeah, correct. Eva is there. Correct. I didn't look at the Eva. I just said Guruna Sahasmi. Eva is there. Therefore, where will the Eva go again?
Guruna
Guruna.
Eva.
So you can make it as Guruna Saha Eva Asmi. I am with the Guru alone. Not only with the Guru. You could make it that way. But I'm saying I am with the Guru alone, not with anybody else. I am with the Guru alone. That meaning can come. Now the other hand's going up. Is this to answer something or ask another question? Bhuma.
Answer Nama Gurave.
Oh, you're going to answer Namo. Sharda, is your question clear?
Yes, Swamiji, thank you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Namo Gurave. Answer Bhuma.
So here Namaha is because Namaha is there, Gurave will become Chaturthi.
Correct. What kind of word is Namaha?
Namaha is Avyaya.
And Avyaya is what kind? Subanta or Tinganta?
It can take up anything. It doesn't take up anything.
Avyaya is Subanta.
Sumanta.
Technically, it's Subanta. Because I have said always what? There are only two types of words. There is no third type. Avyaya is not a third type.
Okay.
Subanta
Okay.
only, but drops its sup endings to be called an Avyaya.
Okay.
Why you don't worry about it right now, okay?
Okay.
All you know is Avyaya is also Subanta. Because otherwise you'll say, Swamiji, you told only two types of words. Where is the third
Okay,
type?
okay.
That should not. So, Gurave Nama. Right? And it could be anybody. But here, I am the one who is involved. But that aham, vayam, nothing works here. Nothing is required. Gurave Namaha is enough. So, salutations unto the Guru. Gurave Namaha.
Namaha.
Is that clear?
Hmm.
All right. Now comes the next part. What is that? What's the next sentence now? Na guroho paramam. Na guroho paramam. What's the word? Who is going to do it? Sampath? Okay. Unmute yourself.
Sorry. Asti is the verb.
Asti. Okay. All right. Then what asti is denoting what now? Karta or karma?
Guroho Paramam.
Asti is Parasai pada or not? Is it Kartari Prayoga or Karmani Prayoga?
It's Katri Prayoga.
Kartari Prayoga. Therefore, Asti has to denote the agent, right? And the agent that Asti denotes in Kartari Prayoga should be in what case?
Uh,
And number? Case at least.
First case.
First case. So what's the word in first case here?
Param.
Na guroho paramam. That's the sentence we're looking at. I hope you're clear, right? Na guroho paramam. So now asti. So what is there now? Asti. So now you don't have any word in first case, do
Yeah.
you? I mean,
No, there
third,
is no any.
you need a third person, asti. You need a third person. Which will you supply? You say anybody.
Okay.
See,
Anyam. Anyam.
anybody will be third case, right? Third person. You exclude I and you. Anybody means anybody in the world is meant by the word, is to be supplied there. Yaha kashchidapi. Supply a word. Yaha kashchidapi. Anybody. There's no exception. Whosoever it may be. Right?
Okay.
And that person. So na guroho paramam kopi asti. Na guroho paramam kopi kahapi. Kaha is kim, who. There is no one, na asti. Na goes with asti, na asti. So guroho paramam na kaha api asti. Now you have to tell me guroho and paramam, what is happening? Guroho paramam. Do you know what case? Why?
Pantami, singular.
What is it? Again?
Hello?
I didn't hear you.
Pantami.
Repeat.
Guroho.
What are the possibilities? Guroho. Do you know Guru Shabda?
Panchami, or it should be Shashti, but
Good. Which one and why?
Other than. So Panchami, other than.
Not other than. Not other than. We didn't see another than so far. Panchami Bhakti. Archana?
Swamiji, it's a comparison, so it
It's a
becomes
comparison.
Panchami.
Good. It's a comparison. Therefore, Panchami. Correct. Paramam means what?
Paramam means it's better, best. It's the superlative.
Higher, better. Correct?
Yeah.
So now what will a whole sentence mean? Archana?
There is nobody better than my guru.
And that my you're supplying, Mama. Fair enough.
Sorry, ma'am. Yeah. There's
You
nobody
can.
better than the guru.
That's all. But you are talking, therefore, nobody better than my guru. And nobody means what? Nobody in the world. That is Puja Swami, you know. Nobody is better than him. That's how I would look upon it. So that's the idea. Is that clear? So this is what Panchami Vibhakti is. Upapada Vibhakti. Not that. Not Karaka. All right. Now we come to sixth case. What is sixth case sentence now? Shishurasmi Guroho. Shishurasmi Guroho. Once I've told you what case, it is very easy to answer. Who will do it? Anyone can take it. Yes. Go ahead, Ravindranath. Please unmute yourself.
Guroho is in sixth case.
Good.
And Asmi.
Asmi is what?
First person, Uttama Purusha.
Uttama Purusha Ekavachana. Therefore, so who is the Karta?
I.
Aham. Correct. So what's the
Shishu
sentence now?
I am the Shishu for Guru.
So what case is Shishu in?
Sixth.
Is it? Shishu is in sixth case?
It's not Shishu in sixth case.
Shishu is in what case?
Shishu is in the first case.
Okay. So Shishu is in the first case. What is the relationship between Shishu and Guru? Guru Shishya. That is why sixth case and Guru. Right? So, and moreover, see now the point is this. What is the sentence? The sentence is
Shishu Rasmi Guroho.
Shishuhu. See, Shishuhu Asmi Guroho. right? Shishuhu asmi guroho. Aham guroho shishuhu asmi, right? So aham shishuhu asmi. Sentence is aham shishuhu asmi. That's what the basic sentence is. I hope that's clear. I am a child. That's a sentence. Aham shishuhu asmi. That's how you begin. Then I will ask you, whose child?
To Guru.
Guru. Of the Guru, not to Guru. Of the Guru. I
Of
am the Guru's child. So the way to analyze it is first you arrive at the basic sentence. Basic sentence is what? Aham asmi. First, aham asmi. What are you? Aham shishuhu asmi. I am a child. Then kasya shishuhu. Because you see Guru.
Guru.
Okay. So we have to be cautious. Sometimes, suppose I said, aham matuhu shishuhu asmi. It may be sambandha, it may be also as prakriti, from whom I am born. You have to be cautious. So first form the basic sentence and then see where others fit. Okay. Now the seventh case, the last one. What is the last part now? Matihi asti gurau mama. Matihi asti gurau mama. Someone can try. Matihi asti gurau mama. Yes, Sucheta.
Asti is the verb.
Correct.
Then kartari prayoga.
Correct.
Then gurau saptami vibhakti.
Correct.
So it is mama matihi gurau asti.
Mama matihi gurau asti.
Gurau
Correct.
asti. My intellect is established in my guru.
Yeah, or better, my mind is in my guru. My basically I'm committed to my guru. My mind goes well. That's the idea.
Yes.
Right? So mama matihi gurau asti. Gurau asti. So what's the basic sentence?
Mama matihi gurau asti.
No, basic sentence, drop all non-essentials. Asti you start. First asti. Second word, what will you add? What does asti denote?
Mati. Matihi.
So if second thing will be matihi asti.
Matihi asti.
Then what will you do?
Matihi asti. Mama.
So you'll bring sambandha. Okay, you can do. Or you can finish karakas first. First matihi asti. Kasmin asti. Because seventh case sitting there.
Gurau.
Kasmin asti. Gurau asti.
Gurau asti.
The mind is located where, or is in what matter it's absorbed? It is in the guru. Gurau asti. And then kasya,
Kasya matihi.
kasya matihi.
Mama matihi.
Correct. Good. Very good. Now the last one. Okay, I said last time. Vibhakti wise. Now what? Pahi guru. Pahi guru. Who's going to take this one now? Pahi guru. Yes, Anushri.
Pahi should be the verb.
Correct. That is, but do you happen to know what lakara and what person it will happen to know? If you don't, it doesn't matter. Okay. What's the other word?
Guru.
Guru. Can you tell me what that is? Do you know?
Is it the Sambodhana?
It is Sambodhana. It is Sambodhana. Now you tell me, if Guru is Sambodhanam, what person and number should Pahi be?
It should be third.
Think. You can answer this right. Think. You know it's Sambodhana. So I'm saying, hey Guru. I'm addressing him. Hey Guru. So what case and number likely for Pahi?
You save me, it should be, no?
Sorry?
Tvam.
Correct. So what case and number should it be?
Should be second person.
Yes, singular. Second person singular. And I am saying, I told you first, second person noun is what? Only Yushman. Tvam. But equivalent of Tvam is what? Tvam yuvam yuyam. Sambodhana. Any Sambodhana will work like Tvam yuvam yuyam. Because it's addressing that person. Therefore, it has to be what? Second person singular. One guru. Right? Now, Pahi. The dhatu happens to be pa, palane, rakshane, to protect. And he is the normal ending for lot lakara. He tam ta. So you'll end up with what? Pahi. And if you are a music person, so you have enough words, enough songs you've heard, right? Mam pahi. Pahi will come all over in our songs, right? Either to Shiva or to Parvati or Lakshmi or Saraswati, everywhere we'll have one song with Pahi, right? Pahi Rama Prabho. See, Guru, Prabho, anything doesn't matter. So, Pahi means save me, protect me. Who should protect? Guru. Therefore, hey Guru Pahi. Who should you protect? What's the object?
Mam Pahi.
Mam Pahi. Therefore, that has to be supplied. Mam Pahi. Okay. Is that clear? Did you have a question? Yes, what?
Shishuhu Asmi, that sentence is there now.
Yeah.
Can it be compared to Guru, or I'm Guru's? Is it like I'm Guru's Shishuhu, or compared to Guru, I am like a Shishuhu?
See, so you're saying na guroho paramam shishuhu, it won't fit. And if you took shishu that side, what will you do with asmi guroho? You have to make the whole shloka meaningful also, right? How exactly you tie all the pieces together? Think about it. Tell me if you have an option. I would like to hear that. Okay, if there's one, I would like to hear it. I haven't thought about it honestly, because I know what the verse is about. It's doing all 7 cases. So I just did it that way. But there may be a possibility. You have to look again. Okay. All right. So we will, I think it's almost time. Exact time, 19:30. Wonderful. So we will stop now with that. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Before I take questions, did a lot of you have to again register today as well? I see 22 people had to re-register. Okay. All right. So should we go ahead and delete this meeting and create a new one? You have all registered one time. Okay. This you have to do every time. All right. So what I will do is this. I will add another meeting, because the last meeting in the series right now, so that when I cancel that meeting, you'll all get a mail reminding you to register to the next one, because many of people are not in the class. So I need a way to communicate to them that this link is no longer going to work. So I'll add another one and cancel, delete it. And I will set up a new meeting and give a link to you. So that will also come to the group. So you can all register to that. So classes wise, as I said yesterday, my thinking is we will have once a week for now, Saturday. And once you have recovered from 9 days of effort, then we will think of adding another week, another class later. I don't think I'll do so till June. Okay. So, but you have some time. So the idea is what we have done, we have had a lot of things packed in. Now take the time to get your feet wet well. Learn what has to be learned. Don't take it as a time off. Do something every day, so that when you come next Saturday, we have some progress in terms of words. then we will start looking at something one by one, whatever. I'll think about it so that we can land on sentences and understand them more as we go. Several things to be done. So we have to look at the letters, how they're organized. We have to look at the basic sandhi rules which we need. Then we have to look at how the kridanta forms are formed, because that give you a lot of vocabulary quickly. So a lot of things that can be done. But before we get there, I need all of you to have some vocabulary. Okay. And in order to, do sandhi rules, etc. with ease, it will be very helpful for you to have takaranta, marut shabda or suhrid shabda also in your head. It will help a lot. Okay. Because there are different ways, different things to work. So for that, I require a halanta shabda, one thing, which means the standard endings. If you know the standard endings, suhrid, you will work well. You will work out fine. All right. So we will. My thinking is right now, there's a Panian way of looking at letters and giving names to bunches of letters through Maheshwara Sutra. So we will look at that, and then through those interesting names, we will have short form rules like Panini Sutras for Sandhi. So it will be much easier to define rules, and that should help us to quickly know how to handle first gana, sixth gana, etc. It will become much easier. So we will look into it, but I will also think about it a little more, and maybe next Saturday we will exercise what we have learned so far a little more. Then we will begin. Okay. So I expect you'll at least have, Rama Shabda, Bhu Shabda, Lava Shabda. At least you will have that much. Akaranta, Strilinga, one halanta. Sarvanamas, if you have it, wonderful. More you have, merrier. All right. So now you're welcome to ask any questions or suggestions. Even are welcome. So, yes, Malti.
Namaste, Swamiji. This sentence, Shishurasmi Guroho.
Yeah.
It is Aham Shishuhu Asmi Guroho. So this Shishuhu, can it be in second case also? Here Shishuhu is first case. So can it be a karma also?
You have to now know how Shishu will decline. Right? Guruhu, Guru, Guravaha. All right? Second case is what? Gurum, Guru, Gurun. Is it Shishu or Shishu?
No. I'm asking, can it be a second case? Here it is first case.
Oh, you're saying you want to change the words to make it second case?
Can it be a second case? So will it make sense if I say Aham?
Give me 1 second. Let me look. I didn't catch that. Okay. So you're saying.
So should it be first case only?
You'll make it Shishum, you're saying?
Yeah. Is it possible? I mean, is it?
What will it do? Why do you want to do that? I want to understand. What's your reasoning for it?
No, because Aham Asmi, what? So it is, can I say?
Aham Asmi Shishuhu. Aham Shishuhu Asmi. What's the problem?
Okay.
Look,
so it is
I'll tell you what's going on. You are thinking for Asmi, it needs some object. That's what you're thinking. Correct?
Yeah, right.
Correct?
Yeah.
Asmi will never take an object.
Okay.
The word object,
Right.
you have to be very cautious. If you have studied before Sanskritam,
Right.
and you always try to have an object, you will be in trouble. Okay. Now understand what Aham is denoted by Asmi. Therefore, Aham is the Karta.
Right.
Dhatu is As, to be. Can it take an object first?
Okay.
Can it?
No.
It cannot. Therefore, it cannot have an object.
Okay.
Therefore, Aham and Shishuhu are in Samanadhikaranya.
Okay.
But I am saying I am, you could say I the child. So suppose I say Aham Guroho Shishuhu Gurukulam Gachami. Now it becomes an adjective. I, the child of my Guru, am going to the Gurukulam. But here the sentence is Aham Guroho Shishuhu asmi. Therefore, you don't make an adjective. You say what? I am the Shishya of my Guru. This need for a second case of Shishu will come only if instead of us, there was some other which would take an object.
Okay, understood. Okay.
And notice that we do not need all the karakas in any sentence. Minimally, there'll be a karta. Implied or real, there will be a karta. Minimally. Other than that, you need not have any karaka. So we need not have second case every time. And will not. If it's akarmaka dhatu, there will not be a second case. Okay. Rather, there will be no karma. Second case, first case is wrong. Because if I say second case, you will say karmani prayoga I can get. No, because it doesn't take karma. You cannot even do a karmani prayoga for astha. Is that clear? This is subtle. Be very cautious, because we all have fallen to this ditch before in school, where you look for an object in second case. This method you drop. Look at what is denoted, whether the dhatu will take an object or not. Can it take an object or not? Sakarmaka or akarmaka?
Okay.
Us and who are akarmaka. Okay.
Okay. And one more doubt, Swamiji. This Vikarna table with Vikarna Pratyaya.
Pratyaya. Yes.
So that table is applicable only for these four lakaras, lat, lung, lot, and
The way dhaturupa-manjari given, yes.
okay.
The way dhaturupa-manjari has given, yes. The way I defined it, lit also will have a vikarna prakara. Every lakara will have. Rit will have siya. Ring will have siya. So that will apply to all.
Yeah, whatever is given in Dhatu-manjari.
In dhatu-manjari will apply to 1, 4, 6, 10.
Yes. Okay.
And that too for those four lakaras.
Only four lakaras. Okay.
Okay. It's a little, see, it's amazing what he has done, but it's not exactly what Panini would say. That's all I'm saying. But for the people he has addressed, he has done a fantastic job. No doubt about it. It's a little of a hack. It's okay.
Okay. Then one more doubt, Swamiji.
Yes.
This bhu dhatu.
Yeah.
That's an akarmaka dhatu. Yeah.
Correct.
But I have seen the word bhuyate. So
Fair enough.
that's
Fair
a
enough.
karmani prayoga.
Now, good. Observation is right. Now the question is, I ask you, when does a dhatu take karmani? When a dhatu takes karmani prayoga, when a dhatu takes karmani prayoga, like bhuyate, what are the possibilities it can denote?
Sorry, I didn't get it.
A Tinganta word can denote one of three things.
Yeah.
One is karta, one is karma, one is bhava.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, bhu is a akarmaka dhatu. Correct. All right. Therefore, karma cannot be denoted.
Yeah.
Correct. And if you see bhuyate, it is not denoting karta because it is not bhavati. Correct. Now, what's the only option you have remaining?
Bhave. Yeah.
Bhave.
Bhave. Yeah.
Bhave is possible for every akarmaka dhatu.
Okay.
Like sleeping is done by me, supyate. It will be the same form for all person number, only one form, third person singular. Supyate, sthiyate, bhuyate. It means the abstract meaning, that action itself, nothing. They'll give a translation, like being is done by him or something like that. They will give a translation just to show that bhaya prayoga.
Okay.
But it's a bhaya prayoga. You won't see it so often. If you have any particular shloka or thing, you can share that. I will look into it. It has to be
I
bhaya.
remember the word bhuyate. I mean, I've come across the word, so I was just
Correct. See, but I'll tell you what, you may have seen anubhuyate. Okay. Now, if you saw anubhuyate, who is akarmaka? Anubhu is sakarmaka.
Oh, okay.
See, the upasarga changes the meaning of the dhatu. Who is to be, anubhu is to experience, and therefore it takes an object. Therefore, kim anubhuyate? Sukham anubhuyate, dukkham anubhuyate. Possible. But you may not have seen just bhuyate. You may have seen anubhuyate. You may have seen something else. I don't know. But all I'm saying is, if you find bhuyate, nothing comes to my head offhand. You can share that and we'll look into it.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm saying, yes, it can take as bhave prayoga. And with any situation, if it can become karmani, it can take a karma, then anubhuyate can be karmani also, no problem.
Okay.
Paribhuyate. See, paribhu means what? To defeat. Paribhu is to defeat. Paribhavati. Paribhuyate is defeated. Who is defeated? The enemy. Shatruhu paribhuyate. No problem. Sukham anubhuyate. No problem. Bhogam anubhuyate. Visheshena bhavati. Vibhavati. Kim? Something. Vibhuyate. So you can see now, with upasarga, I will have n number of possibilities of bhuyate. But with bhu directly, only bhave prayoga.
Okay. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you.
Good. I appreciate your question. All questions done? 3? Any more?
Yeah, all done.
Good. Your hands then go down. Should go down. Any other questions? Anyone? Yes, there was here.
Namaste, Swamiji.
Namaste.
It's an indirect question. I mean, when you are explaining that verse, of course, it's okay in the text, you use the word akanksha, and it was seen as analysis. Now,
No. Okay. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you finish your question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, then I remember I've read this text, Muktavali, and in there, Asatir Yogita Kanksha Tatpariya Jnana Mishyade. There, Akanksha is seen as expectancy by the hearer. Suppose you say aham, then I have to say aham,
Yeah.
aham patham pathami.
That's exactly the meaning here also.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I just said the way it is analyzed is using akanksha. So how did we go? We said, vagartha viva sampraktau, vagartha pratipattaye, jagatah pitarau vande, parvati parameshwarau. First find the verb, vande. Right? Vande is what? It's a dhatu. It's a verb. Now, who is the karta of vandana kriya? That's the akanksha. When you say vande, the first question, akanksha, is who is doing vandanam? Who is the karta of vandanam? Aham vande. Aham came. Now we say, who is doing vande? Kau. Kaha kau ke, kam kau kan. Second case. Kau vandate. Kau vande. Who do I salute? Who are the two people I salute? Because he knows there is a dual there. Parvati parameshwarau. Right? First, it just said, I think, no. Yeah, Parvati Parameshwara. Then what kind of Parvati Parameshwara? Because he has one more in second case. The akanksha words are pulled out based on the words in the text. Now, obviously, he presents it because he knows all of it. If you have to start, you have to know all those cases, numbers, and how they're relating. Otherwise, it won't come. But the method is, akanksha means an expectation. So whenever I say, I eat, the akanksha will be, because you want to understand what I want to communicate. So you will ask me, what do you eat? Why do you eat? When do you eat? Where do you eat? With what do you eat? With whom do you eat? See, all these are akanksha. And each of them will supply a karaka or a sambandha to one of the karakas. How do you eat? Slow or fast? Adverb will come. Right? How often do you eat? I mean, I can bring so many akanksha, right? Everything is an akanksha. So any sentence is made by the writer with certain idea. And you try to, extract that understanding using akanksha. Does that make sense?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Akanksha does mean expectation, no doubt about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Kanksha means desire. A upasarga is there, akanksha.
Akanksha. Thank you so much.
Anything else? Feel free. If something is not clear or you want to ask, don't hesitate. Please ask.